One day, Diogenes stood at the door of a brothel, shouting, "A beautiful prostitute is like honey mixed with poison. Honey and poison." Men walking in tossed him coins just to shut him up. When he'd collected enough, he walked in too. People asked, "Why do you always beg under the excuse of teaching people?" "To teach them generosity," he answered. Plato once told him, "Your behavior is more fitting for a dog than a philosopher." Diogenes replied, "For once you're right." Then he bared his teeth and said, "But at least I've bitten straight into philosophy." Born in 412 BCE in Sinope, a Greek colony on the Black Sea, Diogenes became one of the most rebellious voices of ancient Greece. He rejected wealth, comfort, reputation, and rules. He lived in poverty, in a barrel according to legend, and believed true freedom began where social expectations ended. He mocked society, mocked philosophers, especially Plato, and demanded people rethink what it meant to be good, to be free, to be truly alive. In winter, he walked barefoot in the snow. In summer, he rolled in hot sand. When asked why, he said, "I'm like a conductor who has to sing louder than the rest, just to set the right pitch." Once, while picking figs by the road, a man warned him, "Don't eat those. Someone hanged himself from that tree. It's cursed." Diogenes bit into a fig and said, "Then I'm purifying it," and walked on. "What's the difference between life and death?" someone asked. "None," he replied. "Then why live?" "Because there's no difference." People spat at him. He just wiped his face. "Why do you tolerate that? If men can drown in the sea for a sardine, surely I can take a few insults for a warm meal." Someone shouted, "I don't care about philosophy." Diogenes answered, "Then why are you alive?" When visitors asked to see the great philosopher, meaning Plato, Diogenes led them to an empty square, pointed at nothing and said, "There, that's him." One of his students asked to borrow a book. Diogenes said, "Fool, would you eat painted figs? You want written wisdom, but ignore the living kind. Why do you take people's money? To teach them how to use it better? Why are you so poor? From working too much. What would you tell the rich? Avoid all life's pleasures. Why? Because money is too expensive. The rich man is poorer than the poor, because poverty is the one thing you can't buy." Once the city cheered a champion athlete. Diogenes saw him ogling the women and said, "There he is, the man who beat everyone, except himself." On a sunny day, Diogenes walked through the market with a lit lantern. "What are you looking for?" "A human being." He looked into people's eyes, sighed, and walked away. "I called for humans. Only shadows showed up." When he gave a speech in the square, people ignored him. So he started dancing and whistling. A crowd gathered. "Fool," he said, "you ignore wisdom but run to the circus." Plato once said, "If you knew how to flatter kings, you wouldn't be washing vegetables." Diogenes replied, "If you knew how to wash vegetables, you wouldn't need to flatter kings." One day he saw a boy drinking from a stream using his hands. Diogenes threw away his own cup. "Even a child surpassed me in simplicity." A young man asked, "Should I get married?" "Too early for the young." "Then should I wait?" "Too late for the old." "But I love her." Love is a luxury for people with nothing better to do. "Then what should I do?" "Seek freedom." "How can I be free with a wife and children?" "Exactly. Freedom would be easy if the prison wasn't so comfortable." So freedom means being alone? We are born alone. We die alone. Why should life be different? It's not death we fear. It's dying in chains. What does a wise man look like? Diogenes stood tall and ran his hand through his beard. Your worst nightmare? Waking up in a king's palace while everyone else lives in barrels. Once he walked backward through the market. People laughed. He stopped. You laugh because I'm walking backward, but live your whole lives upside down. Can you turn around as fast as I just did? Then he turned and walked away. Diogenes wasn't just a philosopher. He was a rebellion in human form. He lived in a barrel, but thought bigger than kings. He was poor, but freer than the emperors. And if you've ever felt tired of pretending, of pleasing, of performing, remember, Diogenes already lived that truth. Now it's your turn.